Let's talk about now the thorax region. So this is our thorax region. We have this is our sternum, and these are our, in the blue we have our ribs, and these in the green what we this is the costal cartilage. These are the medium by which the one bone is connected with the another bone, and this is our, the rib is connected to the sternum by our costal cartilage. So in the green we have the costal cartilage. So this is our the anterior region. So this is our anterior region of our thorax region. This we call, also called the pleural cavity. This form the pleural cavity. What is the pleural cavity? Pleura means the lungs. The lungs cavity is here. The lungs are located here. The trachea is somewhat located in here. The heart, which is a very major organ, is located here, and also the diaphragm, which closes the aperture. This is the larger aperture, the smaller aperture, and here we have the floating ribs. Okay, so let's continue. Right, so we have the 12 pair of ribs, which are by the 12 pair of ribs, the rib 1 to rib 10, and these are joined with the cartilage, and the cartilage is further joined with the sternum. So that's how we form the pleural cavity. Also we have the rib number 11 and rib number 12. These are called the false ribs. They are also called the floating ribs. Sorry, they're not called the false rib, they are the floating ribs. They are the part of false ribs. We have true ribs and the false ribs. From R number 1 to R number 7, we have the true ribs. What does the true stands for? Because they have their own individual particular specific costal cartilage. Rib number 8 to rib number 11, these are known as false ribs. The rib number 8, 9 and 10, they share a common cartilage. It's like this. The rib number 11 and the 12, they lack the costal cartilage. They have no costal cartilage, so that's why they are called the floating ribs. They're the part of false ribs. And we have the true ribs and the false ribs, the floating ribs, right? When we talk about the sternum is made up of three main regions. This is the manubrium sterni. This is the body, the caput of sternae, the caput sternae. This is the processus xiphoid process of our sternum. And this is the angle Louis, the angle of Louis, or the angle Louis. This in the this we call the angle where the it is on the level of T2. What does T2 stand for? The thoracic vertebra number 2. It is just behind that. So these things are these angles are important in the clinical relations. We'll talk about it later. Today our concern is about the bones. So this is all about our thorax.